find him on Twitter, Stuart James, Stuart James 365 on Twitter. You can also find him Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube. And the song is hashtag no DAPL. Hashtag no DAPL. We stand in solidarity with Standing Rock, North Dakota, as far as the pipeline trying to be established in the middle of peace treaty land. That it sounds asinine, but I can't believe this is something that's actually something that we're fighting for right now. So, Motivational Monday, waking up with TaylaAndre. I'm so excited. Today is September 26th. Oh my gosh, this year is flying by. And one of the things that I think a lot of us have a problem with is forgiveness. Like forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, forgiveness as a whole. How do we, and I'm really quickly, I want to play it because I think this pastor is so funny to me. How he said, F you, call your ex right now. I'm in church. F you. Listen.
Since we have been forgiven, what should be our corresponding action? I'm glad you asked. We should forgive and extend grace to everybody else. No wonder Matthew says that when you start praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive him, so your Father in heaven may forgive your sins. For if you do not forgive, neither will your Father who's in heaven forgive your transgressions. As a Christian, you
F everybody in here.
God, I wish I had 5 people. Jump on your feet and high five 6 people. Say F you.
F you, F you, F you, F you, F you, F you, F you. Shout out Millie Jackson. F you. Good rising. How do you forgive someone who has hurt you? How do you forgive somebody who doesn't even know what they did? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. How do you forgive? Step 1, move on to the next act. Your past history and all of your hurts are no longer here in the physical reality, in our presence right now. We are so quick to replay some of the most hurtful things in our life. We are so quick to replay some of the things that we just, you ever think about something that you did and you're like, oh, that was the stupidest thing ever. You ever think about somebody you dated like, damn, why did I, damn it, that was the stupidest thing I could have ever, I knew better than that. We're so quick to replay over and over and over again. And then those feelings that we had of inadequacy, those feelings that we had of not being enough, those feelings that we had of insecurity. You don't think those feelings bubble themselves back to the surface? Even though you went ahead and oppressed those feelings and you weren't going to confront those feelings? And now you start thinking of all of these things that you did to yourself, all these things that you started doing to others. We have to move on to the next act. It's no longer in the physical present. My life, your life, is like a play. There's acts. It's like a book. There's chapters. So flip the page. Let's move on to the next. Some people, like in movies, like in plays, like in books, some people are in your life and have a role to play. Some are villains. Some are good guys. Some are bad guys. Some are just people that are passing by and are nothing more but extras. We need to embrace every single last one of these characters and move on. We need to reconnect with the spirit. You need to reconnect with self. Good rising, good rising. Shout out to the volunteers that came out on Saturday and lend a helping hand and did all that they did. I'm talking to my Facebook and my YouTube followers right now. We need to reconnect with spirit. How do we forgive? Forgiveness through reconnecting to the spirit, making a new agreement with self to always stay connected to spirit. And I don't care if you're Muslim, I don't care if you're a Christian, I don't care what it is that you believe in. Whatever that spirit entity is in your denomination, connect with that. Even when it seems the most difficult thing to do. What we need to do is never allow what happened yesterday to take us out, or anything, to never allow what happens to us to take us out of our element, to take us out of who we are, out of our character. How many times have you been, if I see that person, I'm going to X, Y, Z, but it happened 2 years ago. So you're going to get yourself all riled up, come out of character, people looking at you crazy because they don't understand you've been fighting and having this fake conversation in your head for the past 2 years. You've been having this fake conversation with all this emotion. The next time I see this person, it's going to be like this, and I'm going to say this, and I think they're going to say something to this effect, and this is going to be my, you spending all that energy on a conversation that's not really happening when you could be using that energy and that mind space and all of those thoughts to create something that you actually want. We don't understand, and I say this and I feel like every Motivational Monday is the same because our words are creative. Science has been able to measure thoughts. Science has been able to measure you creatively creating in your head. They've been able to measure that. Here, sit down. I want you to think about running. What do your muscles do? Your muscles react as if you're running, even though your ass is sitting down not moving. But we are such a creative thinking thing that as soon as we think about something, it is trying to manifest itself in our reality. It's a good thing it doesn't. If anybody has ever seen The Secret, the guy was looking at a photograph. He saw the picture of an elephant, and immediately there was an elephant that popped into his room. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that we don't immediately manifest the things that we think about. But they immediately begin to manifest, and that's where we fail to realize that when we take up our mind space of not forgiving somebody, and we think about all this anger and all this hate, what do you think you're creating in your life? More anger and more hate. Because you're not creating love and peace and joy and happiness, because those aren't the things that you're thinking about. How do we forgive? We need to stop going to sleep angry. We need to stop going to sleep upset. Every night when you go to sleep, you should be thinking, creating something that you don't tangibly have now. A relationship with your children. What would that look like if you could have anything in the world? Mentally create that before you go to sleep. Mentally create, what would your house look like if you could do anything that you wanted to do and still get paid lucratively for that? Think about what would it look like if you were able to have your dream job or create your own as an entrepreneur. What would that look like? Why are we always going to sleep mad? Why are we always going to sleep upset? Do you guys remember Jessica? My whole house is good. I do everything great. Those affirmations. Those looking in the mirrors and saying, I am good enough. We are good enough. Affirmations aren't just for the morning. Aren't just for the rising. Affirmations aren't just when you open your eyes. Affirmations should be throughout the day. Positive affirmations, speaking to yourself in love. Stop going to sleep angry. Stop being upset all the time. Stop trying to fight everybody. We need to stop switching the focus from blaming others to understanding ourselves in order for us to understand others. Because sometimes we tend to forget that when people act, that we take it really personal. Like, oh, such and such didn't call me like they said they were going to call. They called a couple minutes late, and we take it personal. Personally, like it was a vendetta against us, like it was a personal attack against us. 9 times out of 10, that you charge it to their mind, not their heart, because they forgot. Sometimes when people speak, we take it out of context because of what we're going through and how we feel. And sometimes those feathers weren't meant to be ruffled, but because you being so sensitive and in your feelings right now, everything I say, you're going to take the wrong way. Stop blaming others and needing others to justify your feelings. I'm not here for that. They're not here for that. People are going to say and do things that resonate with them, and because you're in your feelings and you think that everybody's out to get you. Oh, Tayla, I don't think like that. I don't think like that. A lot of us do. A lot of us do. For instance, how many times have you been in traffic and somebody cut you off? And all hell broke loose. You beeping on the horn. You calling out all types of names. I'm late. I'm trying to get to XYZ. Somebody stopped in front of you. It's a yellow light and they want to stop. They know you running late. They're trying to be law-abiding citizens and you out here trying to make them run red lights. But you taking it personal. Like they don't want you to be to work on time. You taking it personal. You saw me in the left lane. What'd you cut me off for? Well, maybe I didn't see you. Maybe I have a lot going on in my plate. We take things too personal when it has nothing to do with us. We need to stop blaming other people for what they say and what they do, and we need to go ahead and understand, why are we upset? Why are we angry? Why are my emotions on fleek today? What is it that I'm feeling about me that, perception is projection. I really would like to create a t-shirt of a recent post that I posted on Instagram, shared it on Facebook, and it's of an eyeball. And it says that your perception of me is your reflection of yourself. And that goes into, the understanding that you can't solve a problem with the energy in which that problem was created. So what you see right now in me is what you're dealing with within you. So if I'm selfish, I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? Little kids used to say that all the time, but we didn't understand that what you are, I know you are, but what am I? I know you're angry. I know you're upset, but what am I? You're ugly. You're inconsiderate. You're this. You're that. Well, I know you are, but what am I? Because everything that you're saying about me is how you are truly perceiving yourself. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm sorry you're going through those problems right now, but I hope and pray for the best for you. And sometimes you need to understand, when you're in this workplace and all these people that you can't stand feel some sort of way about you, always talking about you. Some people just don't want to see you happy. Some people just don't know what happiness looks like. So when you're happy and when you're on your cloud and giddy and laughing, all they see is their issues and their problems and trying to understand why you don't have that same attitude they have. Tell yourself you are enough. A lot of times when we have these people in our lives that have these perceptions of us because they're truly perceptions of themselves, sometimes we just need to love them where they are, accept them where they are, and just do nothing more but pray for them and send them good vibes. Because a lot of times these people work your last nerves and you just want to strangle the hell out of them. We can be real, we can be honest. You want to strangle the hell out of these folks. You want to tell them about themselves. You want to put them in their place. Some people you can't have conversations with because all they know how to do is argue. Forgive them. because they know not what they do. Forgive them because they probably grew up in a house with nothing but arguing and fussing and fighting and don't know what peace looks like. A lot of us don't know what peace looks like. I watch so many videos and read so many books. I can't remember where I heard this from, but it was talking about how young people of color who grow up in our environment, in urban environments, automatically, we have post-traumatic stress, period. We are stressed all the way out. All the time. Our boys and our girls are 10 years older than what they should be based on the things they see, hear, and how they have to act and conduct themselves. Have our children a latchkey children? When you think about your own childhood and then you think about, the childhood of those that grew up in the area that you grew up, you have to understand a lot of us don't know what the hell peace looks like. A lot of us don't know what happiness looks like. A lot of us don't know what joy looks like. A lot of us don't know how to maintain the stress that we have. So while everybody's on edge and everybody's ready to strangle each other, at some point in time, some of us got to say Eff you. And I'm not saying the Eff you that we usually say. I'm saying, I forgive you. I forgive you for you know not what you do. I forgive you because you don't know what peace looks like. I like peace. I like peace. I like solidarity. I like silence. I like love. I like joy and happiness. You ain't got to like me, but those are the things I like. And a lot of people don't like me because I'm always happy. And I'm always ready. Like, I always want to hug somebody. And that's always a problem. How do you forgive people that have wronged you? Because half the time, they don't even mean it. And a lot of the times, it's us taking it and perceiving it the wrong way. We need to learn how to let go and be fluid and be like water. So have you ever seen a river? Have you ever seen a stream? Have you ever seen water flowing? Water flowing doesn't say, no, I don't want to go over the rock. No, I want to go to the right of the rock. Water just flows. And where it just goes where it goes, and there is no destination. And a lot of us don't know how to be like water. A lot of us don't know. We're forceful. We're forceful. We want to take things. We want to, pressure others to do things like it. We don't know how to just be fluid in the day. We don't know how to say, I really don't have any plans for today, but these are the things that I would like to do. I'll just go with the flow. People that go with the flow are happier. I have no scientific statistics. What I have is experience. When you give up interfering and opt out of nonsense instead of, trying to be in the middle of everything, you will see a lot more peace in your life. You can create peace. If you've never seen peace, if you don't know what peace looks like, you can create it. You have to picture yourself. You have to imagine yourself. What would peace look like for me? Damn, Tayla, I had never thought about that. I don't know what peace would look like. Would peace look like a house full of family? Would peace look like laughter and happiness in children? We have to create the things that we want. Be the change you wish to see in the world. What do you want to see? We need to create those things. We have a caller on the line, 617-282-0062. I'm saying F you to everybody. Good rising, caller, you're live.
I didn't get the entire conversation, but I did pick up that last part about forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And we tend not to forgive. And we do tend to stay in the middle of a lot of trauma that is not needed.
Mm-hmm.
I just explained it to a young girl Saturday that we're like a puzzle. And if our puzzle pieces are not put together and we bring other people's puzzles in, how in the hell do we fix our puzzle? It's impossible. So it has to be a time when you say and you look to realize, like, maybe I didn't have a great past as a child, but we tend to allow our past lead our future. And it's not working. at all are friends. Sometimes friends are only there for the moment, and it's okay. It is absolutely okay, and we need to understand that and accept that. And sometimes our friends like to tell us things about ourselves, but we're not ready to accept that information. Or the men that we bring into our lives, or the women that the men bring into our lives after they have children. It is a circle that needs to be broken. And I believe black people need therapy. Even if it's just a 5-minute conversation with someone versus an hour. Well, some people have so much PTSD, everything from physical, verbal abuse from a child from 6 years old and on. So we have to learn how to understand that and gravitate to something positive. Because if we constantly gravitate into negativity, that's all that's going to be in the circle, and that puzzle would never, ever be completed for happiness.
Thank you, baby. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to get to some of these Facebook comments really quickly. I want to give a huge shout out to Asia. You guys remember Ask Asia? The original morning show host. So Asia said, "Good rising, Tayla. I see you. It's easy to forgive. It's just hard to forget. See, watch. I forgive you for not wishing me a happy birthday." Happy birthday, Asia. We love you. Big City misses you so much. Boston loves you, and we can't wait to have you back. And if you want, at any time, you can always call 617-282-0062. You know the number. Call us, baby. Call us, and happy birthday. As far as these other comments are concerned, people feel it's easier to escape temporarily than come up with a permanent solution. That was Rick Alex. Christian said, Faith Evans personal. If you don't know, Faith Evans flashed everybody this weekend. If you were there, you saw it. If not, go on and Google it. It's there. Shout out to Allah. Love and appreciate you. Brendan said, good rising, Tayla. We don't say good morning, baby. Good rising, Tayla. Forgiveness is for the giver, not for the recipient. Very true. Going with the flow is better. Don't be a fool and mess with toxic people, or keep messing with toxic people, shall I say. I'm saying F you to everybody as well. And when we say F you, I played a clip of a pastor who was talking about, so look at your neighbor and say, F you. Because the new F word of the day is forgiveness. So go on and call all your exes and say, I'm in church. F you. I forgive you. Lavon, thank you for real. This affirmed a conversation that I had last night. Good rising, good rising, good rising to all of the new people chiming in on Facebook and on YouTube or on 101.3 FM. We are talking this rising about forgiveness and how do you forgive people. And the last thing that we discussed was how to be like water. Forgive me, y'all. To be like water and to just be fluid and just flow and stop trying to exert yourself onto somebody. Listen, you have your way of doing things, others have their way of doing things, and just learn how to coexist. You don't have to change anybody. You don't have to make anybody conform to you. You don't have to do anything. All you need to do is learn how to deal with you. And I promise you'll learn how to deal with others by simply knowing yourself, by knowing when's the right time to walk away from a situation, when knowing is the right time to walk away from a conversation. Because some of us be in the middle of a damn conversation that has nothing to do with us, but we'll exert our 2 cents and say, well, I think, well, it wasn't a part. You weren't part of this conversation. You weren't meant to be a part of this conversation. Stop entering into things that who was it? I think it was Zig Ziglar. Stop signing up for that class. We need to stop signing up for classes that we don't really want to take. And I still say that to this day. Like, my name's Bennett, I ain't in it. I don't want no parts of it. Well, Tayla, such and such and such and such. As a child, I was never in high school gossiping. As an adult, you ain't finna see me gossip about nobody. I don't want to sign up for that class. I don't want those issues. I don't want those problems. But a lot of us do. And a lot of us don't know how to excuse ourselves out of a conversation and go the other way. We need to learn it. There's a book called What You Think About Me Is Not It's not my business. Or what you feel about me is not my business. This goes back, I believe this connects for forgiveness, because what other people think about you is none of your business. It's not your business how they think about you, what they feel about you. It's not your business. Stop signing up for things that you don't want to. Stop signing up for classes you don't want to be in. Well, you know such and such and such and such. I don't know. I don't want you to tell me either. I have a friend who knows everything about everyone all the time. All the time. Just like, Tayla, did you know such and such and such? Nope, I don't. Do they help me get money? Are they leading me to greener pastures? Oh, no, they're not. They're not helping me get money, and they're not helping to educate me. I don't want to know. Do they? Is this story about me? Do they want to meet me? Do we need to sit down and talk? Oh, then I don't want to know. We need to be more cognitive about the conversations we enter into. We need to be more cognitive of the relationships we enter into. And one of the comments was about toxic people. You do know that there are people out here that are energy vampires. What does that mean? That means that they're so low frequencies. We know about frequencies, right? We know about energies. We know about, vibrations. There's people that are so low on the frequency levels that they are stealing and drawing from your energy and drawing from your happiness and drawing from your life and stealing those positive vibes. And you wondering why you so aggravated and frustrated because you keep surrounding yourself around people who have no positive influence in your life. Well, Tayla, what am I supposed to do? Just kick my mom out of my house? No. No. You're supposed to take her to some seminars. You're supposed to take her to some of these. And I know a lot of people who inbox me like, Tayla, what you say sounds great, but I can't. I can't because my mom is this. I can't because my husband's that. We have to take responsibility for our part. Because instead of just letting your mother talk and just ignoring her and just letting her go, how are you helping to improve her life? Well, my husband don't really believe in the things that I believe in. Well, you married him, baby. What you want me to do about that? What are you doing to help improve his life? What are you doing to help improve? Take responsibility and accountability for the things and decisions that you've made. It's not that difficult. What's difficult is looking in the mirror and saying, damn, I made that decision. What's difficult is saying, I could have made a different decision. What's difficult is saying, damn, I knew I wasn't supposed to enter into that relationship. Damn, I knew I wanted to bring my mama to that seminar. I knew I wanted to bring my mother that book. I knew I wanted my mother to expand her way of thinking. We have to take responsibility for the experiences that we create. We create every experience. We need to start victimizing ourselves. That's how you start forgiving, when you stop victimizing yourself. Because we are always a victim. We are so quick to play the victim. That person didn't call me. That person didn't show up. That person didn't do this. You want to know what? There were a lot of people who said they were coming to the Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Claude Anderson event. Tayla, I love you. I'm going to support you. I'll be there. They weren't there. But I don't know why they weren't there. Some of my bestest friends in the whole wide world weren't there to support. I don't know why they weren't there. But I'm not going to sit here and make myself the victim like, oh, you don't love me. You don't support me. You didn't come out for me. That's crazy. Be grateful and thankful for the people that did show up. Be thankful and grateful for the people who do call your phone and wish you a happy birthday. Be thankful and grateful for the people who do show up in your life when you invited everybody to come for Christmas and no one showed up. We take everything so personal. Stop taking everything so personal. Stop being so upset and angry with others. And just forgive them. Eff you. Eff all y'all. Eff all y'all for not showing up on Saturday. You told me you were going to come out and support and you didn't. Eff you. Because I forgive you. I don't know what was going on. I don't know where your mental was. I don't know where your physical was. But Eff you. We have to start taking responsibility for the experiences that we create. We need to stop victimizing ourselves. Everything that you have in your life, you have because you created it. Every problem you have in your life is a problem that you created. Well, I didn't create the fact that my son went out there and beat somebody up and now he's in jail. Well, actually, maybe you did. Maybe that was a lack of parenting on your part. I know it's difficult for you to accept that, but you have to accept it, learn the truth, and move forward. Well, I didn't create the fact that I was raped on Tuesday at the club. Well, baby, when your friend said, come home with me, and you were like, nah, I'm going to go home with this dude I just met, did you or did you not make that choice? Somebody is pissed off at me right now. I understand. Because it's difficult when bad things happen and we don't want to take accountability for the things that we participated in that led us to the end result. Am I blaming the victim? I never, ever, ever blame the victim when we know damn well that some of these men need to go sit down somewhere and be castrated for their acts. What I'm saying is we need to take responsibility and accountability for the things that we decide to do, for the choices that we make, for the decisions that we make. Every single last decision. Well, Tayla, my teacher doesn't like me. That's perfectly fine. Your professor doesn't have to like you. You're not there to be liked, darling. You're there to get an education. And do whatever it is that you have to do to navigate throughout those systems, every system. I don't care if it is education. I don't care if it's political. Learn how to navigate throughout those systems. There's going to be times that you are up for instance, I have a friend of mine who was up for Section 8 6 or 7 times. But the woman who works behind that desk been denying her over and over and over again. Eff you. I forgive you. Because you want to know what? Karma is the biggest itch in the middle of your back that you just can't scratch. And I love her for everything she does. You keep planting seeds of positivity. And what is it? How I treat you is my karma. How you react is your karma. How I treat you is my karma. How you react is your karma. So if somebody is over there mistreating you, their mistreatment is their karma. How you react, whether you react with mistreatment, is your karma. Or if you react with letting that just slide off your shoulder and being as fluid as water, that is your karma. We need to let go of resentments. How many of us are so resentful and so hateful and so spiteful and so angry? Some of us are so angry, even when we're smiling, we still got stress lines in the middle of our forehead. Some of us are so angry that we don't know how to smile. You do know that it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile, right? Turn that frown upside down. How many of us have so much anger and resentment towards, let's be transparent, our parents? You weren't there at my basketball game when I was 4. You never came to my such and such field trip. How many of us have so much anger and resentment towards our parents? And we 40-something years old. Anger and resentment towards your ex. Y'all been broken up for 14 years. So much anger and resentment for your sister or your brother or your sibling or your cousin. When we were younger, such and such got all the attention. Such and such got all the clothes. Such and such got everything. I didn't get nothing. Forget that person. Eff you too. You mean forgive? Some of us are so angry over things that we shouldn't even be angry over. I have the right to be upset. I have the right to be angry. Do you know what that person did to me? Well, guess what? Let's go back. How you treat me is your karma. How I react is my karma. What karma are you creating? And again, I want to go back to every thought, every word, every action, everything that comes out of your mind, everything that stays in your mind that you harbor in your heart. All of those are creative. Every single last one of them. Really quick story. I was I was a huge fan. Back before you needed real cable to watch television, I used to be the biggest fan of SVU unit, with Law and Order SVU, the one with the crazy man and everybody always being sexually assaulted. So I used to watch the marathons, like the whole weekend long marathons. Go ahead and make some popcorn and just watch people be sexually assaulted and murdered and everything else, and just watching it over and over and over again. And then I would wake up in the middle of the night thinking somebody was trying to climb through my window, strangle me, like thinking of the whole process of me being killed because I just watched 72 hours of people being murdered. We need to start taking accountability for the fact that what we allow to enter into our eye gates, our ear gates, the music that we listen to, the vibrations that we allow to control us in whatever way those vibrations control us, we need to take accountability for that. And we don't. We don't. Are you talking about Detective Munch? Yeah, the weirdo. He's such a weirdo, but I loved him. I can't watch that anymore because I used to wake up in the middle of the night scared to death that somebody was about to climb through my window, or somebody was going to break into my house, or I was going to be jogging down the street and end up in a ditch. Like, I had to stop. I had to control that aspect of why I was thinking these thoughts. I had to stop watching Law and Order. We got to let go of resentment. Someone must risk returning injury with kindness, or hostility will never turn to goodwill. Lao Tzu said that. Someone must risk returning injury with kindness, or hostility will never turn to goodwill. And I guess that goes to turning the other cheek. And we have been taught over and over again to turn the other cheek, but we haven't been taught to forgive for having to turn that cheek. So we're so quick to say, I'm just going to turn the other cheek. But I'm not going to forgive, nor am I going to forget that I had to turn the other cheek. Like, what did we actually accomplish? What was actually accomplished by that? I'm going to go ahead and take a look at these Facebook comments. Good rising, my love. You guys wish Asia a happy birthday. Y'all remember Ask Asia? Today is her birthday. Please wish her a happy birthday. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Charlene said, from high school, I heard a lot, but I kept my mouth shut. So to this day, I'm the confidant in the group. When we out, keep your mouth shut and don't take on other people's problems. Charlene said, the hard part for people is taking responsibility for our part in the situation that we find ourselves. I'm so guilty. I am so guilty. And you did this, and you did this, and you did that, and how could you do this? Well, Tayla, what was your part in all of this? Where were you wrong? What was your error? What do you mean error? What do you mean wrong? I wasn't wrong. I didn't do anything. I'm the victim here. You victimized me. You did it to me. Well, what was your part? I didn't play a part. We will not take responsibility or accountability for how we were wrong, ever. VCR said, if I say I love you, it doesn't hurt for you to say I love you too. Some feel a bit uncomfortable and respond like, yeah, I know, or thank you, or the same to you, or okay, but hold on, when you be pressing more and a whole bunch pops up, hold on. I love you doesn't mean one's trying to holler at you or some homosexual level. Love is unconditional. Look in the eyes when we shake hands. Hug somebody with realness, not with a one-arm thing and plant all type of air kisses. If we're quick enough to show love to a celebrity that don't know us from Jump Street, we should do the same for someone who knew us for years. Don't talk about protesting for Black Lives Matter from other cities when they constantly are disrespecting one another in our own community. Don't speak on keeping it 100 with a 10% attitude. Good rising and love you, Tayla. I love you too. And I do feel like a lot of us, so my grandma might beat me for this, but I remember being young and saying, you never say you love me. And I don't know how or when or what happened, but I find my Nana saying I love you, like being vocal about it. Because I remember being like 16 or 17. And you know, when you're 16, 17, and you be arguing with folks that you don't need to be arguing with and they need to slap the hell out of you. I was one of those children all day. I needed to be slapped, beat all the time. You don't love me. Well, if I didn't love you, you wouldn't be under my roof. If I didn't love you, you wouldn't have food in your stomach. If I didn't love you, you wouldn't be here right now. And it was just like the vocal aspect of it. I needed the vocal aspect of it at that age. And now, you know, examining the past and examining the present, my grandmother does not hang up the phone without saying, I love you today. So I say that to say, sometimes in the households that we grew up in, love wasn't absolutely verbalized. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't shown. And sometimes we need to forgive. We need to F our parents. We need to say, F you. I forgive you. I forgive you for not giving me the childhood that I believed I should have. I forgive you for not telling me you love me 1,000,001 times. I forgive you for not giving me the nurture and the hugs and the kisses and the things that I thought that I wanted and needed as a child. Maybe that's not what they received. Maybe that's not what love looked like to them as a child. So they didn't know. I forgive you for the things that you did not know. And a lot of times, a lot of these things that we feel angry towards, frustrated against, like, these are things that the other person had no clue. No clue. Let me get back to these comments. Yeah, tell a Haitian parent that. That's exactly what they would say, Tayla. Good rising, good rising. Today is not my birthday. We were saying happy birthday to Asia. Asia is Big City's former radio morning show personality. Ask Asia was a huge, it was like the #1 talk show in Boston when Asia was here. Ask Asia was absolutely amazing. So thank you for the wishes, the birthday wishes, but redirect them, please, to Asia, because that's whose birthday it is today. And she made a comment earlier on Facebook, if you scroll through the comments, about how we can forgive, but we don't know how to forget. And she was like, for instance, I forgive you for forgetting my birthday. So that was where that came from. We need to be kind instead of right. This is something that I'm actively learning, and you guys know I have no problem with transparency. I have no problem with being honest, and I am currently learning how to be kind instead of being right, how to acknowledge my errors and, you know, own my errors and own my wrongs and own the things that I did to, you know, participate in whatever this is right now. Like owning my fault in it. And it's really like, it's so difficult. It is so difficult to own the ish that you did, to own that nonsense you participated in, to own your own uckery. It is so difficult to own it and to say, you know what, yes, this is what I did or this is what I didn't do. I was supposed to be XYZ. I wasn't there. I apologize. Like, we're so quick to sit here and make up excuses instead of saying, you know what, I was supposed to be there. I told you I was going to be there. I apologize for not showing up. Instead of, oh, the reason what had happened was, and you don't understand. And like, we're so quick to give 1,000,001 excuses instead of saying, listen, I was wrong. I was wrong. I was supposed to be at your football game. I was supposed to be at your soccer game. I was supposed to show up for your birthday party. I was supposed to do these things. I apologize for not doing them. Versus, well, what had happened was, or you don't understand, or did you know? I'm in the midst of learning that myself. I'm in the midst of being kind instead of being right. Instead of being understanding, instead of, by being right, I mean, there's sometimes during arguments or disagreements, because not everything is an argument, sometimes it's just simply a disagreement. Sometimes during disagreements, we say things that we don't mean to say because we want that upper hand. We want that to be right in that moment. We say things that we really don't mean to say, that we wish that we could take back. because we want that moment of victory, that moment of righteousness. Oh, but, I might be talking bad about you, but it's still the truth. That might be a horrible example, but it's still the truth. Don't be mad because I'm talking about the truth. Well, right now I'm mad because you're trying to be spiteful. We don't know how to practice giving. In forgiving, we don't know how to give. Give of that peace. Give of that happiness. And somebody made a comment earlier about forgiveness is for the giver and not for the receiver. Forgiveness is for me. I forgive you because I'm not going to sit here and stress over you. I'm going to forgive you because I'm not going to sit here and cry over you. I'm going to forgive you because I'm sick and tired of being angry. I'm sick and tired of being mad. I'm going to forgive you because I don't want no parts of this. I'm not signing up for that class of being angry all the time at you. I forgive you. Please walk away now. We don't need to talk. I forgive you. No, but I want to. You don't have to explain anything. I forgive you. Now please walk away. Because if you don't walk away, I'm going to make the decision to walk away by myself. I forgive you. No. Shh. I forgive you. Eff you. We need to practice giving people space. We need to practice giving people time. We need to practice understanding that it's not always about us. Sometimes we just need to walk away and let that person deal with whatever it is they're dealing with. I go back to stop taking things so personal. What you think about me is not my business. We need to start giving. Practice giving rather than taking before we exit conversations. Practice giving without taking before we exit relationships. Practice giving and not taking when we want to win and be superior in conversations and arguments. Sometimes we just need to practice that whatever you feel is how you feel, however I feel is how I feel, and we just going to agree to disagree. We don't always have to be right. We don't always have to, we have so much ego. You got a big ego. Tayla, you can't sing, I know. But sometimes our egos precede us. And they walk in the room before we do. Da-da-da-da, ego's here. Sometimes you need to have that ego take several seats. Because our ego deals with, not with our reality. Our ego deals with what we think we are and who we think we are and how we think people should act towards us. We need to start acting in reality. We need to stop looking for things to be offended for. Sometimes and I'll be transparent, I'm guilty. Sometimes in conversation, hold on, did you just say da-da-da-da-da? But Tayla, I wasn't saying it like that. Like, you're completely taking everything that I'm saying completely out of context. Like, you're trying to be mad over something that there's no reason for you to be mad over. Stop looking for reasons to be offended. Stop looking for reasons to get mad. Stop looking for reasons for you to be upset with somebody. Stop looking for reasons for conflict. We are so quick to, well, did you hear? Well, the way I took it was, well, that's not the way I said it. And you'll go back and you'll go talk to somebody else, to talk to somebody else, to talk to somebody else. Did you hear when Tayla said such and such and such and such? I took it as and then somebody else took it as and the other person took it as but is that what the person really said though? And then some of us as receivers of this nonsense are listening to this nonsense and feeding into the nonsense. Oh girl, she said that for real? Damn, and you took it like how? No she didn't. What, are you serious? Can you start asking some questions objectively? Can you ask some questions to help your friend get on the right path? Well, did you know he called me and he said such and such and such and such? Well, did he or did he not XYZ? Girl, whose side you on? I'm on the side of logic because right now you're your emotions. So can we deal with facts, please? Can we still deal with facts? Can we stop looking for occasions to be offended? Y'all going in on these comments. Hold on. We need to F our parents. That did not come out right. I did say that. That did not come out right. My bad, my bad. I think you're better than Angela Ray, by the way. I don't know Asia. I know you, so what's going on with you this rising? Well, you don't know me, but I know Asia, and I love Asia, and today's Asia's birthday, so please just be respectful and just say happy birthday, Asia. It's just that simple. See, come on now. I forgive you. I F you. I forgive you. Julia Mahia, I love and appreciate you, my mentor. Owning it indeed is hard, but it's what makes us grow, kind of instead of right. Preach, my baby mama. Charlene said, you win one battle by being right, but you lose the war altogether. Shout out to Tora Carter, one of the best photographers, videographers in the world. I wish she lived here in Boston because we'd have better quality footage, but she is all the way down in VA. Ego, easing God out. Christian said, hey, that, that's the way I took it. I don't know what that means, but a lot of times we take things out of context. We need to stop living in the past. We need to be present, and I think I started, and I think I'm going to end with this. I'm not going to end with this. We live in the past. We are so quick to, and I'm guilty of this. Transparency. I think about the situation that happened between me and the kid's father. I think about what was said in the beginning, what I believe should have happened, and the reality of today. And I live in that past, and I'm more in the past than present. I used to replay our entire relationship on a daily basis. Like, this transparency right now is killing me. I used to relive all of the anger, all of the hate, all of the arguments. I used to relive this and not understanding that all of those feelings used to bubble up to the surface over and over and over and over again. And every single day that I replayed an argument, all of those feelings as if it happened right now, right now, right now. Like the heartbeat inside of me, it was going on right now. That anger came back. And I talk so much about baby mamas, and baby mamas hate me. I can't tell you how much my inbox is flooded with Tayla, you ain't ish. Why you always talk about the baby mamas? Because, baby, I was the worst baby mama there was. Period. I have no shame in my game. I was the worst. There was nobody worse than me. I have grown tremendously. I am a completely different person in comparison to 10 years ago. And when your kids are like, damn, mommy, once upon a time you would have got mad about that. Like, when your kids can tell you that you've changed, that's when you've grown. When your kids are like, my mom wouldn't have handled that. Who are you? Because my mom, my Tayla wouldn't have handled that way. But, okay. A lot of us live in the past. I'm strictly talking to my baby mamas that act like baby mamas. Because you could be that man's mother of his children, or you could be his baby mama. And a lot of us are out here being baby mamas. A lot of us are out here with anger and spite. A lot of us are living in the past. A lot of us don't know how to forgive. A lot of us don't understand that that relationship is over and he's allowed to move on. And you are allowed to move on. You need to look in the mirror and say, F you. I forgive you. A lot of us need to forgive ourselves for decisions that we made that we are so angry with. And again, going back to transparency, because I want you to understand, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking with you. So this isn't something that I'm over here examining you and calling out your flaws, baby. I'm talking about me. And if it resonates, it resonates. And if it don't, leave it where it's at, because somebody else going to pick it up. We need to embrace the fact that this happened. This happened. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do to change what happened. I accept it. I embrace it. I'm moving forward. I'm not living in the past. F you. F you for cheating on me. F you for leaving the relationship. F you for having a baby outside of our relationship. F you for everything you've ever done to us. And you know what? F me, forgive me for the things that I allowed, for the things that I accepted, for the things that I contributed into this relationship, to the issues and the problems that I contributed in this workplace insanity. This environment is not conducive to my creativity. But F all y'all in the workplace. Every single last one. F you, F you, F you, F you, F you, F you, F you. Again, shout out Millie Jackson. F y'all. But in forgiveness. Embrace those dark times. Embrace that anger. Embrace that hate. Embrace that frustration and say, I forgive you. I forgive you for all of it. Like, all of this pain that you're going through, all of this pain that you experience, all this frustration, all of this stress, all of this drama could be eliminated if you just start forgiving the people around you. Forgive your parents. Forgive your siblings. Forgive your children. Forgive your aunties and uncles. And you call me fat when I was little, and you made fun of me when I was a child. Forgive all of them. Forgive the childhood friends that you had that completely deceived you, stabbed you in the back, and talked all that trash about you. Forgive your best friend for not being your best friend. Forgive every single last. Forgive the driver that just cut you off. Because how many of us talk about, girl, let me tell you about today I was driving and somebody just cut me up. If I could see that person again, I remember the license plate number. You spending all that energy for what? Use that energy to create something. Close your eyes and imagine something. If you took all of this anger and hate energy and reconstructed it into something, some creative energy, do you know where you could be right now? Do you know who you could be right now? Do you know how productive you could be if you redirected some of that energy? We need to stop judging people. So I think about this story all the time. I read it in some book. When you read so many books, you forget where you get information from. A woman walked into the bathroom, and there was only one stall. And in that stall, it was already occupied. The woman flushed the toilet. She came out. The woman walked into the stall, and all over the toilet seat is a whole bunch of droplets. So she's over here wiping off the toilet seat and putting down some that toilet paper and that little thing that pops out so you can sit on the toilet. I don't sit on the toilet, baby. You better squat and squirt. But that came out, so that was a Freaky Friday comment that was not supposed to come out like that. But she's over there, sitting on the toilet. That girl's so nasty, so disgusting. Who just piss on the toilet seat like that? Like, damn, you don't have no class about yourself? Just sitting there just talking about the girl, then she go ahead and wipe herself and, do the little thing with the toilet paper in the trash and then flush the toilet. And as she flushes the toilet, all of this water spews up and is all over the toilet seat. And she's like, oh. Now her whole perception of what just happened is completely different because she walked into that situation 100% judgmental of the woman that walked out. But as soon as she went ahead and flushed that toilet and saw all that water splat out on that toilet seat, her perception was different. Like, damn, maybe she didn't piss on the toilet. We are so judgmental of people. Anything, everything. Did she just pronounce that word like that? Damn, did she learn anything in school? Yo, who told her to paint her nails that color? Why is she wearing that weave? Can somebody please get this baby a beautician? Like, why? Is that hindering you from learning? Is that hindering you from making a paycheck? Is that hurting you in some? No. Why are you over here judging people? Why can't you just love it? Why are you criticizing and condemning people? All the time, for everything. Stop signing up for classes you don't want to take. If you've ever been a college student, you know what I mean. Stop signing up for classes that you don't want to sit in. That goes for the gossiping. That goes for the nonsense. That goes nonsensical nonsense. Shout out to Sunny. That goes for everything. Stop signing up for things that you don't want no parts in. Again, my name Bennett. I ain't in it. I don't want no parts of it. Juices. We need to forgive. We need to forgive ourselves. We need to start sending love. Whenever you think of how mad you are, whenever you think about how angry you are, just say, you know what? I'm sending this person love. I'm really upset. I'm really angry. But instead of sitting here and thinking about my anger, my frustration, my hate, instead of thinking about those things because I don't want to create more of those things, I'm going to go ahead and just send you love. Well, my mother, mistreated me when I was a child, and I don't really mess with her like that. We don't really funk with each other. I said funk. We don't really funk with each other like that. And I don't like her. She don't like me. And she called me, and I sent that thing to voicemail. Well, you know what? Send her some love. Your daddy ain't around. Ain't never been around. Send him some love. Your co-workers get on your last damn nerves and don't do anything but gossip about everybody all the damn time. Send them some love. Because most of the time, that's all these folks need. Is some love. And that's what you need to do. You need to look in the mirror and give yourself some love. And say, I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Eff you. Call your ex and say Eff you. I want to thank the pastor who gave me today's Motivational Monday. I'm going to go ahead and replay that. The pastor's telling everybody to go call somebody and tell them Eff you. I want to give a huge, huge, huge shout out to my baby Faith's Naturals. She has come a long way. She makes every single last one of her products at home. Every single last one of her products is absolutely amazing. They smell great. They feel great. They moisturize. They nurturize. That's not even a word. Hey, forgive me. I want to give a huge shout out to Reggie B. Do not forget November 19th at the Lena Park Community Corporation. Prentice Powell will be in the building. You guys remember Prentice Powell? He was on Arsenio Hall. He was here at the Wake Up with TaylaAndre show via phone when he did the Good Father poem, and when he did the, what was it? It was like Rage Against the Machine, when he was talking about being a robot. And I'll go ahead and I'll replay throughout from now until November 19th. We'll replay Prentice reciting his poems, and you definitely do not want to miss Prentice Powell. I put him in the same category as like a Shelton. What's Shelton's first name? You know who I'm talking about. Prentice is absolutely amazing. You will love him. Shout out to Reggie B. Work to do, because we do have work to do, one step at a time, and we are going to continue to forgive those who trespass against us, for they know not what they do. And we're going to forgive those that have ever hurt us. We are going to forgive those who have ever deceived us. We are going to forgive those who have ever stabbed us in our back, because us over here thinking about it, pondering over it, making those feelings bubble up to the surface as if they were happening right now, that's not what we need. That's not what we need in our community. That's not what we need in our households. That's not what we need in our schools. Talk to these babies. And I want to give a huge, huge shout out to the babies that performed at the Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Umar Johnson event. When I tell you, those babies walked up to me and said, Tayla, I love your show. I love listening to you. And them babies were 9 and 10 and 11 years old. That I was like, you better not be listening on Fridays. They were like, no, we don't listen on Fridays. We can't listen on Fridays. But we listened on the other days. And I love you. The little girl walked up to me and she was like, yeah, Tayla, and I love you. And that made my heart glow. So if you're listening right now, baby, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day today. Really quickly, I'm going to finish off with these comments. Y'all going to stop talking about me. Forgive me. Too many good fathers get tarnished because of vindication. Good rising and happy birthday, Asia. LOL. Eff you. I forgive you. You better coin that. It's not me, baby. It was a pastor. It's not about going in today. Like, we need to go in every day. Tayla, I'm effing you this rising. Y'all so silly. But I want y'all to F everybody today, okay? everybody, F everybody. And if you just tuned in, you're like, what the hell is this girl talking about on Monday Rising? As far as Motivational Monday is concerned, I am TaylaAndre. This is Wake Up with TaylaAndre, and you are listening to Big City 101.3 FM Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7:30. And we are listening to a pastor who went ahead and coined this Eff You. So I will go ahead and play that. And then we are going to play hashtag No Dapple because I stand in solidarity with Standing Rock. And Stuart James is the artist, and the song is absolutely amazing. And I need for you to stand with Standing Rock and understand what's being done in North Dakota as far as the sovereign land, as far as treaty land is not right, it's not right, it's not right. And we need to stand for something or we will fall for anything. I love you. I appreciate you. F you.
Forgiven. What should be our
See, it's like the way it is right now with us, with the water situation, is because anything could happen, and it's like, what if they come in and try to take us off, and besides that, everybody should have water. I mean, God gave it to the land, and we have a right to it. He didn't give it to the United States government. We've got a bigger point than that. We're saying, we're talking about law. We're talking about respect as a people, respecting a people as a people. We're talking about more than poverty. We're talking about honor. We're saying, you've never dealt with us honorably, United States, ever, and it's time that you start doing so because we're not going to allow it to continue. We can't. Problems for the Indian people are within the United States government. Problems that we're having is the federal government is allowing the state government to break a treaty that was signed between the Indians and the Indian people and the federal government. And that treaty is a law. We're talking about things like this. We're talking about if we're free, we want the right to make our own decisions. We don't want the great white father image anymore looking down on us, making the decision for us. And we're concerned about people, the reservation people on reservations that are being forced to assimilate or die out. We're worried about things like our language and our culture. And we want this on our own terms. We don't want it. We don't want to be able to hang on to it because the federal government says we can keep this much and we can keep that much. It's part of us. We want it all.
So Anari is calling me, so I have to get off Facebook so I can go see what the man-child wants, aka my daddy, aka my husband, aka my brother, aka my uncle, because Anari thinks he's everybody in my life the way he be making decisions. So let me go see what the little man wants. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope y'all have an amazing day today.
Chose to make a stand when the oil starts to spill in futures in our hands. The reason that we fucking is because this is a lifeline. Looking at these workers scribbling you in your pipeline. They don't care about the women, they don't care about the children. So what would make you think that they would care about your feelings? They trying to pay us off, trying to rob us with these royalties. I would die before I let my knees suffer from an oil leak. They don't realize the chemical beneath the soil weak. They don't want belong.
What's going on?
Brown and the rivers turn black.
Why you calling me?
I wanted to talk to you
Where are you?
at school.
Oh, okay. How are you at school on the phone?
Not entirely at school. There's a building next to the school.
Well, you have another 15 minutes before you're late.
I don't feel it at all.
Why? What's wrong with you?
So, after you said I don't know, my stomach hurt that too, and after you said to ring, I read, and then
you turn on that damn TV. I see it. I saw it.
No. I turned off the light and closed the book and laid there for literally an hour and a half and didn't go to sleep. Then I walked in the room with Richard, then tried to drink some water, and I could turn on the TV. So I turned it on, and then I fell asleep a few minutes later. But I got no sleep last night.
That ain't my problem. I bet you gonna go to sleep tonight.
I couldn't go to sleep.
Elijah, I really don't care. Have a good day at school today. I'll see you when you get home, and your room need to be clean from top to bottom. Yes, ma'am? No. Because you take a nap, you're not going to go to sleep tonight. Okay. Don't have kids.
I have to have a legacy to carry on. I'm on the fourth.
You going to have a fifth? You are? You're going to name him?
The fourth. He's gonna be the fifth. Him, right?